Timotab, and today I'm going to solve Birdcage by James Sinclair. James is a fantastic setter. He has a weekly newsletter called Artisanal Sudoku, in which you can find 3 free puzzles, and if you become a paid subscriber, you can get additional puzzles as well. Those ones tend to be on the approachable end of things. This one is not from his newsletter, but is a slightly harder one, but I thought I would give it a go anyway. If you would like to try this, there will be a link at the top of the description, and I will also link to the newsletter in there as well. Okay. Let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply and all clues are standard. So if you understand these clues, then feel free to just go ahead using the chapters to the start of the solve. And for those of you who want to learn the rules anyway, stick around. All right, so normal Sudoku rules means we're going to place 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every box, without repeats. Renbans. Digits on a Renban must form a consecutive set of non-repeating digits in any order. So that means that if, say, I were able to place a 1 here, these 2 would have to be 2 and 3 in some order. They would not necessarily have to follow an order along the line. They can be in any order along the line, as long as I have no repeats and the digits are consecutive. Nabner lines, gold lines, contain a non-repeating set of digits, and no 2 digits on the same line can be consecutive, regardless of their position on the line. So this is kind of the opposite of a Renban. There will be no repeats, but if I have a 5 here, I can't put a 4 or a 6 on either of these because they would be consecutive with 5. Digits in cells with a shaded circle must be odd, so this will be an odd digit. Digits in cells separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio. So if this were a 2, this would be a 4 or a 1 because 2 is double 1 and 4 is double 2. All right, I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. So the first thing I notice is these Renbans in these corners. So it may be Fistemafel. So Fistemefel's ring is a theorem about all standard Sudoku puzzles that says that that set of 16 digits in green is the exact same set of digits as that in purple. And if that becomes necessary, I will prove it, but I'm not going to use it unless I need to. So then, where's my restriction? Okay, this line is pushing digits apart, and this is keeping groups together, and I think that's going to cause tensions. And in particular, all right, let's have a look at this one, which looks to be essentially the same as this one, and they're not interacting directly with each other. So I think whatever I say here, I can say down here. All right. Clearly this can't be 1 and 2, or I'd have a 1 and a 2 on the line. A useful thing to remember about 4-cell Renban lines is that it must contain a 3 or a 6 or both on them. So I can go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, which obviously contains a 3. If I start with 3, 3, 4, 5, 6 contains both, and then if I go above 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 6, 7, 8, 9 contains a 6. So if this contains a 3 or a 6 on it, at least, then this cannot be a 3-6 pair. 4 and 8 prevents this from being fulfilled. It presents a problem. If there's 4 and 8 on here, how do I fill this? 1, 2, 3 would require a 4, which I can't use. 5, 6, and 7 on here would require either 4 or 8, which I cannot use. And then clearly I can't put a 9 on there on its own. So that can't be 4, 8. So that must be 2 and 4, which makes that 2 and 4. Okay. So where do 1 and 3 go in this box? A 1 on here would require a 4, as would a 3. And the 4 is in use down here. So 1 and 3 can't go on here. It can't go on here because 2 and 4 are on the Nabner. So this is a 1-3 pair, and so is this. 5 can't go on here, so 5 must go here in this box, or on this Renban, and I can't go down to 4 because that's already in use. So this must be 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that must be 9. And I get the same here. Okay. So 9 now can't go in any of those, and 9 is on this Renban, which means it must be a 9, 8, 7, 6. So that's a 7, 9 pair. That is a 6, 8 pair. This needs 3 digits that are at least 2 apart from each other. So that has to be 1, 3, 5. This has to be a 2, 4 pair. This means I have a 1, 3, 5 triple in the row. So one of those 2 is 5. So that's not. And now I have a 1, 3 pair in this column, which makes that a 5, and that a 1 or a 3. This is a really nice start. Okay. This now must be 6, 7, and 8, because I've got a 2, 4 pair, a 1, 3 pair, a 5, and a 9, so 6, 7, and 8 must go here. I can't put 7 on there because it would go with a 6 or an 8, which are not allowed on the Nabner, so that's a 7. That is a 6, 8 pair, and I can make the exact same argument down here, because there's an awful lot of symmetry about this diagonal. So that's a 7. That is a 6, 8 pair. Okay, this cannot be 5 because it's next to 6. It can't be a 7 by sudoku. It can't be a 9 because that's a consecutive with 8. It can't be 2 or 4, so that makes it a 1 or a 3. And likewise, that is a 1 or a 3. That's very nice. 1, 2, 3, and 4 can't go in any of those by sudoku. Can't go in any of those by sudoku, so this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a really smooth puzzle. I love it. So this must be a 5, 7, 9 Nabner in order to have no consecutive digits, and those 2 can't be 9, so that's 9. That is 5, 7. Oh, let's do that the right way. 5, 7. This is 6, 8. And then these are 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. If 5 is on here, then that's not 5, that is, and 5 is not on here. So I can't have a repeat of 5s along here. If 6 is on here, that becomes 8, that becomes 6, and 6 is not here. 7 and 8 are going to work the same way. So I can't have any repeated digits. So that means that these are a 5, 6, 7, 8 quadruple. Okay. These two on the black dots. So I can't put 5, 7, or 9 on a black dot anyway, because half of 5, 7, and 9 is not an integer, and double 5, 7, and 9 is not a sudoku digit. But if I put 6 on either of these, that eliminates 5, 6, and 7 from the Nabner line, and will make those both 8s, which breaks the line. If I put 8 on here, I remove 7 and 8 from the Nabner, leaving a 5, 6 pair, which again breaks the Nabner line. So that can't be 6 or 8, and nor can that. So they are from 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means that these are 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Get a 9 in one of those two. Right, let's try colouring my 1s and 3s. So I get that one. That one I'll do purple. That's also purple. It sees the green one. This one must be green. That makes that purple. That makes that green, and that one is purple, which makes that one green. So that's not 1 or a 3. These two are different. Let's try the same with 2s and 4s. Gives that one teal and that one yellow. So that one is teal, that's yellow, that is teal, that is yellow. Not doing as much as I would have liked. I can see that that is not purple or green, so that is not 1 or 3. Can I relate that to teal and yellow? I don't think so at the moment. Okay. All right. 7 is in one of those. And 7 requires at least a 6 or an 8 to go with it on a Renban. Okay, I think this one might be restricted because it lies completely within that square where 6s and 8s and yeah, they're all kind of looking in on this square, and this Renban is completely within it. Well, I can see it's not going to be 7, 6, 8. So 6, 7, 8. If it was 6, 7, 8, this is the only odd digit, so that would have to be the 7. That would be 6, 8, and that would break that cell. So if it's 5, 6, 7, so it's either going to be 5, 6, 7, or it's going to be 7, 8, 9. So if it's 5, 6, 7, 6 is here. Oh, that's very nice. All right. If this is 5, 6, 7, then 6 must be here because it can't go here because 6 is an even digit. So let's put that in for a moment. Now, if 6 is definitely here, and 6 is definitely here, that consumes the 2 6s that I'm expecting to use in columns 5 and 6. And that means that 6 is not in one of those, but we know that this is a 5, 6, 7, 8 quad, so 6 must be in one of those. But this 6 eliminates that 6. This 6 also makes that an 8, making that a 6, and eliminates that 6. So there is no room for 6 in those 4, so that doesn't work. And the exact same argument for 8. If this is 8 in one of those two, that's all the 8s in columns 5 and 6. Those aren't 8s, so those must be. And then that 8 eliminates that one, that causes that to be a 6, causes that to be an 8, and then that can't be an 8. So that means that 7 cannot go on that line, that must be a 7. So that's not 7. That's not 7. That places 7 on here, which eliminates 6 and 8 by the rules of the Nabner. And that eliminates 5 from both of those because this is a set of 5, 6, 7, 8. This 6, 8 pair eliminates 6 and 8 from here. Removing the 6 removes the 3. 4 can't go on here because that's a 5 definitely on there, so 4's not there. And that's not 4, so that can't be 8. And if that's 2, that has no fill because it can't repeat and it can't be consecutive. And if that's 2, that has no fill because it can't repeat and it can't be consecutive. So neither of those is 2. That makes this one a 1. That is therefore 2. This one now makes this 3. And that makes this 6. This is very, very nice. Okay, so 6 is not there. Oh, that makes this 8. That makes this 6 and 8. All right. 6 can't go on this Renban line. And 8 can't go here, but if 6 can't go on it, it's a 7, 8, 9. 8 can't go there, so that's a 9. That's an 8. That is 6 and 8. That is 6 there. That makes this 8. This is 6. So we can remove 6s from there. 8, we can remove 8s from there. This 3 means I can remove 3 from there. That 3 makes this a 1. All right, so all my greens are 1s, all my purples are 3s. And now where does 3 go in this row? It must go here. That's a 3. This is a 1, 2, or 4, but it's not a 1. So that's a 2 or 4. All right. This odd digit cannot be 9, 7, or 3. So that is a 1 or a 5. So if it's a 1, it's a 1, 2, 3. And the 3 would be there and the 2 would be there. If it's a 5, well, hang on a minute. Before I continue with that, I've just spotted about 6s. 6s can't go in any of those cells, so that's a 6. Okay, that was important because this can't be 5, 6, 4 anymore. So it would be 5, 4, 3. So that'd be 3 and 4 between them. That gives me a 2, 3, 4 triple in the row. So that's 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1 can't go in any of those. So that has to be the 1. Indeed. So that's the 3 and that's the 2. So that's a 4, 5 pair. Okay. By sudoku, that is a 1. That's a 3. That is a 2 by sudoku. So this 2 means that my yellows are 4s and my teals are 2s. These are 4, 5 and 9. To complete the box, that is not 4. And 9 must be in one of those two, so that's not a 9. That can't be 3, so 3 in this row must go here. That makes that a 2, 9 pair, and that 2 tells me that that's 9. That's a 2. That makes this a 4. This 2, that's 1, that's 2. So that's a 4. These are 5, 7 and 9 by the box, but that can't be 9 or 7. So that's 5, that's 7, that's 9. By Nabner, that is 5, that's 7, that's 5. Those are not 5. These two digits are a 1 there and a 5 there. That makes that 5. These two digits are 2 and 4, and we know the order of those. This 9 makes this 7 and this 9, which makes that 9, and that's a 4, 5 pair. That removes 5 from there. This 5 makes that not 5, so this is the 5. That's a 6, 7 pair, so that's 8. That 8 makes this 6. This is 8. That's now 7, 6, and 8. We need 9 and 8. That's the 8. That's the 9. We need 4 and 7. We can place those. That makes this 5. This is 4. This is 5. This is 4. That is 7. And that is 6. And That is a beautiful, beautiful puzzle. That's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I felt that the break-in in these two corners, which largely resolved these corners, was great to start. And then it almost felt like there was a second break-in with thinking about the 7 and how it interacted with the 6s and 8s. Top-notch puzzle. Really, really enjoyed that. Thank you very much, James. Yeah, lots of people need to solve this puzzle. It is a great, great puzzle. Well, if you enjoyed this solve, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.